Hey guys, welcome to the JoeJaguar
Angeles.
City Astronomer. Okay, so today we're on our way to Starfest, Ontario. Starfest, for you guys that don't know, is the largest star party in Canada. It's located about 10 minutes north of Mount Forest, Ontario. And so we're going to go there, we're going to show you guys, we're going to talk to people, we're going to meet our subscribers, they're going to meet us, and we're going to show you around, and yeah. So we'll show you a little bit of views. Okay, I got it. Okay, as you can see, this area here, where the big tent is, there's a lot more people. It's actually not bad. Considering this is the first Starfest after COVID, it's actually a little bit more people than I was expecting. Welcome to the JoeJaguar Show. Here's my friend Steven, or Steve.
I've been called worse. Steve's good.
And you have a telescope store in
Yes,
Bolton, right?
in Bolton, yes.
Yeah. I was there. I picked up the Explorer Scientific mount, which was
The Twilight One.
which was a great mount for portability.
It is a great one.
Yeah. And Steven's here, obviously, Starfest. And for you guys not familiar with him, check him out. Go to his store. You have everything, right?
Yeah, we sell everything that you would need, right? You can give us a call for help. We can help pick the product that would work for you, right? And guide you through and give you some options, right?
Within your phone number?
Within a budget. Yeah, you can check us out at www.ontariotelescope.com. Give us a call at 905-487-6363, or send us email, sales@ontariotelescope.com, or the contact us form. There's many ways to get a hold of us. Or Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
So absolutely, feel free to give us a call.
He has a lot of great products. I noticed that you have the diagonal. I think needs 99-degree diagonal.
Yeah.
I just missed it. I saw it. It's like,
that was
a pretty good price.
Yeah.
You guys looking for great bargains, good prices, and good service, check them out.
Thanks, Joe.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
I checked your website.
Camping, I forgot the eyepieces, and then he was like, "There's not too many
That was a
people."
while ago.
Yeah, two years ago.
Well,
2 years
only
ago.
because I knew your name.
Okay, guys.
I mean, for me,
Right
I
now
have
they're
two
coming
minutes,
and see the
I am gonna let
Takahashi.
one more go. So I have the Astrophysics 152, 6-inch f8. It's a triplet. Yeah, it's a triplet, but it's the non-ED triplet. So I guess let's talk after. So today I have Ray, and he has a store for you guys that don't know, Conscope Center. He's on Dufferin and Orphis. So say it again.
3243 Dufferin.
Yeah, so if you guys are looking for any telescopes and any accessories, anything new in the hobby, Ray, or?
There's a lot of used things. Actually, come with me. I'll show you something really
Sure.
cool. Telescope is a 6-inch
Yeah,
parabolic Newtonian dobsonian. So essentially, it compacts to a very small size, so it folds down.
right.
What's really cool about this? It's a go-to telescope. So you run it with an app
Yeah,
off your mobile device, and it has built-in Wi-Fi, so
Yep.
you can control it to move any way you want. I think it's great technology, because one of the biggest problems people have with any telescopes, including me, is finding objects. So the StarSense technology makes it dead simple. Joe, even you could do it. Even Sid over there could do it.
that's
It's
true.
really easy to use.
I'm beginner. I'm brand new in this, so
You're not really. But no, it's designed
yeah,
to work for everybody.
yeah.
Easy to use, point the name and shoot, and you'll find the objects. Now, you don't have to use the technology.
Yeah.
That's the part I like about it, because I think you learn more sometimes from star hopping.
I agree.
To look at objects and find things.
He's probably been in it longer than me, so I would be an amateur compared to.
No. Joe's a fountain of knowledge.
Well,
Don't let him kid you.
We all have different degrees of knowledge, but that's great to share knowledge. But I remember Bruno from way back then.
Yeah.
I mean,
we worked together for a little bit of time, actually. Yeah.
I remember him from Conscope Center.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's nice to see you here again.
Great to see you as always. Yeah,
And,
it's a great scope. Yeah, Ray and I both bought it.
Yeah.
And we have not been disappointed. The nice thing about it too, which surprised me, is on a lot of lesser scopes, the motors and the encoders tend to sound like a coffee grinder.
Really loud. Yeah.
That's a great backyard scope when you have neighbors napping. It's not perfectly quiet, but it is about half, more than half, I would say, the volume level of the other ones. So it's a great scope to have at home with kids and whatnot. It's just solid as well. You can put different tubes on it too if you have other scopes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Very flexible product. And the Wi-Fi works great. There's no issues I've had with Wi-Fi at all. To some, the dobsonian is not always a favorite thing. It's a wooden base, a wooden mount. But to counteract that, they're actually using a bearing, a proper bearing in between, so it's not as wobbly, which means there's no friction between the wood and pieces of plastic. It's actually a bearing, so it's very smooth. So you can forget about the electronics and just use like a regular dobsonian by just leaving everything loose, and it's balanced. It works nice.
Everybody, we're here with my new friend, and obviously, as you can see, Telescopes Canada. He's a retailer. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So we've been in business about 3.5 years. We basically just started the company because we thought there was space for a company in Canada that carried a lot of stock. It was customer friendly, and it's a hobby of ours. I've been in astronomy for about 15 years. We have a couple other employees. Kevin has been in the hobby for ages and ages and ages.
We need that.
Yes. So,
okay, a little bit before me. I was in 93.
Oh yeah, okay.
When the comet hit Jupiter.
Oh yeah. So that's got a lot of people.
That's what got me interested in this. But yeah, I'm glad. Obviously, you have product here. And do you want to tell everybody where you're located? Maybe your phone number too. And
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Georgetown. It's a small town, basically northwest of Mississauga. Phone number is 289-426-1334. And basically we're friendly. Call us. We have curbside pickup if you are in the area at all. And but yeah, we're happy to talk to anybody. If you need help, advice, just give us a buzz.
Yeah. And you were saying before that you're not a more brick and mortar store, correct?
Correct. We have a reception area, but we don't have a showroom where people can wander around. We do have a bunch of scopes set up in the reception area for people to check out. If they have questions, we can demonstrate on the scopes as well. We're just not zoned for retail, so we can't have an actual outlet there.
Yeah, so if you want to check him out, don't come to the store, call him.
Give us a call.
Yeah, and he'll help you out with whatever you need astronomy.
Sounds good.
Whoops, I'm sorry. Hey everybody, so I have a special guest here, Ben, who I just met today. We were talking about a couple things, and he had a great story how he got interested in astronomy, which is great to see the young people getting involved. And you said your dad got you a telescope, I guess. I was thinking it was going to say one of those 60 millimeter, because that's the starter, but it was much bigger.
Yeah. I mean, originally he got a smaller refractor. I don't remember, I think it was a Meade type thing, and it was mostly for him at the time, and he really wanted to get some nice sights of Saturn and the moon, and it just wasn't cutting it, so he decided to go up a little bigger and actually give it to me as a present. This nice 6-inch telescope, the Celestron 6 SE, and that was awesome. I got to see the rings of Saturn. I got to see the bands on Jupiter, even tight up close with the craters of the moon. It was really incredible.
Now I have a question for you. Now you said the SC mount. Did you find that a hard mount to align and calibrate, or?
I mean, it was intimidating at first to know that there were a bunch of these steps that I had to follow, but I mean, I knew what the result would give, and I wanted that. And actually, it only took me a couple of hours after really following the instructions, and then every other time after that, it was minutes.
Yeah, because I see a lot of new people. They're scared of the time, the date, the longitude, and then alignment 2 or 3 stars, and I see a lot of people give up.
Well, I mean, don't be afraid to try something new. It may seem daunting to do all these, to have to go through all these steps to just look at things in space, but I promise you it's worth it. When you start seeing some when you start seeing through good quality telescopes, it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you
and
very
you said
much.
you're from Montreal, like in the city? So is
Yeah.
that, okay. So there you go, guys. Another person that's in a light polluted zone. Don't be discouraged because you can still do astronomy from the cities. Maybe you need a little more time, maybe a little bit bigger aperture, but it can be done.
Okay.
Okay, Ben, I appreciate you at the interview.
Yeah, of course.
Cheers.
Nice meeting you.
You too.
Okay, guys. Could you tell us again your name?
Stephanie Chaquette.
Okay, when did you start your hobby?
Officially in the mid-1990s with the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada's Montreal chapter.
And then you went to Hawaii?
And then I went to work in Hawaii and initially went over for about 3.5 years. And at that time, of course, no children. So I was over there as an ICU nurse. However, I was doing so much astronomy that I actually cut back in my nursing hours. I was a planetarium operator at the Bishop Museum. I was doing sidewalk astronomy as well in Waikiki. Was going over to Molokai Island to be a star party host for the guests at the Molokai Ranch. And just anything and everything astronomy, including our own HAS, of course, club. Organized a couple of tours of the summit of Mauna Kea.
And you said you were the first female president?
Yes, of the Hawaiian Astronomical Society at the age of 30. Yes.
Guys,
See, guys, so we have a pro here. I'm actually an amateur compared to her.
yeah. Now, congratulations. What message would you like to say to the woman?
My goodness, go for it. Don't be intimidated by this male-dominated hobby. Yes, don't let that get in the way. But at the same time, what better way to really know your sky? And just the thrill of the chase. You know, you have your map and you're hunting for treasure.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
I agree. I'm
It's awesome.
99% visual as well.
Okay.
I tried imaging in the 90s when we had the film camera.
Yes.
Did that, done that, but you know, it takes all night and guiders.
That's it.
It's so much work.
Yeah.
And amazed and to see all the wonderful things that God did for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Everybody, so I'm here with Stefan, and you're, I believe, from Montreal area,
Yes.
and he's also a dealer, a retailer in telescopes.
First, our business was introduced in 1988, which is a while ago. We have a front door location in Montreal and South Shore. We do sales on the web, in store also, over the phone. And our goal is customer service. So we do in imaging, astrophotography, regular astronomy, visual astronomy. We sell books. We sell many accessories.
Everything that you need. Good.
Everything that you need.
I noticed that you're the only retailer here that has the robotic telescopes.
Yeah. We have two French robotic telescopes. They call them smart telescopes. We have the Unistellar EV Scope 2, which is the latest model they introduced recently on the market. This is a combination of a Newtonian, 4.5-inch Newtonian, and a sensor. So instead of having a regular telescope, you have a sensor replacing one of the mirrors, and you get the image on your laptop or your tablet, and you can even look through the eyepiece made by Nikon. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah? So does that mean then it's going to replace you and me?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. We still need astronomers to operate this guy.
Human is important.
Good, good.
Also, we would like to know about this guy.
This is brand new on the market. Also a French company in France. This Vespera, it's made by the company Vaonis. This is a 51 millimeter Petzval type refractor, so it's a quadruplet. And you have a sensor, so you get your image. The images are amazing. You get these on the tablet. And there's a heater in the front for avoiding the dew. It's something really, really nice, portable. You put that in a pack-sack. You go camping. You go on the trail. You can bring your scope. Just need a tablet. Everything is done by itself. Alignment, pointing, everything is done.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So if you guys are in and around the city and you guys can't see that deep sky stuff, getting something, even though it's 51, will probably punch through that light pollution, and you'll see the deep sky objects probably 100 times better.
Oh yes.
Maybe we can take it to Mexico.
Yeah, well, it's probably portable. Yes, well, we are looking for taking a 6-inch SCT to Mexico, but this will probably outperform it as far as the deep sky stuff.
Yeah.
But everything comes at a cost.
Yes.
But anyway, if you guys are looking for product, he will help you.
For sure.
Very nice to meet you. Okay, here was gathering with people and they brought their amazing telescopes.
Hey everybody, I have a special guest here. Charles, and he actually says that he wrote the go-to software for Roland, who's the owner of Astrophysics.
Yeah, I know, I saw.
Yeah, but you have a astrophysics.
Yeah, I have a 155 EDF F7.
Which is like the newest type.
Yeah, it's a triplet.
It's big.
Yeah, it's big, yeah.
So,
it's sitting over there.
Yeah, that's a nice big boy. Do you want to tell people maybe what you did with the go-to?
Well, I helped develop the go-to, oh my God, 20 years ago now. More, and it's been developed, keeps developing more. It's the astrophysics go-to system so that it can find the sky.
Yeah.
We helped to invent the technology some years ago, and it's very well adopted, and it's AP quality, so it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Well, in our opinion, I think it's really wonderful.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I mean, in this game, I guess anything like the Astrophysics and the Takahashi are the top name brands in the world. You're lucky, and this is why I brought this guy.
Well, that's from the optical perspective and the mount perspective, right?
Yes.
Like you can have the world's greatest optics, but if your mount isn't up to spot, so the mount's technology from Astrophysics is just superb. It's very, very stable, which can suit the perfect optics that Roland creates.
Yes. Now, for you guys that don't know, if you want something like Astrophysics and you put a order on, you're not going to get a call for minimum 10 years. Now, Roland 2 is talking about retirement very, very soon. Yeah. And there are some people that don't even want maybe an Astrophysics if he doesn't do it himself. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, he has a lot of smart people there.
Yeah.
He's putting his knowledge to the new generation.
Yeah. He's a very special person, though. I mean, there may be a few people in the world that can do what he does. And my refractor is probably at peak maybe 15 years with the waiting list. I wouldn't certainly recommend it as first scope.
Definitely.
But it's something for someone who wants to get that type of instrument.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all beautiful. They're all very beautiful scopes here, and they're all various different designs, and they all have very good quality. But the AP is a certain type of telescope and attracts a certain type of buyer.
Yeah.
And that wants that thing. I happen to love refractors. I like the image quality.
Me too. Right. You know, there's one special thing that Roland tells everybody, because the waiting list is so long, and people have asked him, like, they can't get in Astrophysics, and you know what he tells them? Go out, buy any telescope, and enjoy the sky. That's what he says, because his scopes are perfection, but he would rather you just get something temporarily till you wait, just to observe, is what he says. He's just a very down-to-earth guy.
What would you say to the client, like to be owner of the astrophysics is something really a privilege?
Well, yes and no. I mean, in the sense that if you have a chance to get one, it's worth paying the premium price.
I enjoyed our talk.
Very much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
I have a special, and we're talking about high-end. Forget about me being in the hobby 29 years. This is somebody into astronomy that can teach you stuff. Now, her name is Margaret, and she did a presentation inside. I was out here, but you were watching. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you, and maybe why, because she was talking to a couple other females in the hobby, why there's not enough ladies.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Yes.
But not enough African, Canadian, American PhDs in astronomy. And this lady is one.
And why she's maybe going to encourage you ladies, and as Marie said, female African people to get in this science and hobby. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Margaret Ikape. I am
a PhD candidate at the University of Toronto, the Dunlop Institute for Astronomy and Astrophysics. And for my research, I study the epoch of reionization. So this is a few years after the Big Bang, when the universe transitioned from being mostly neutral to being mostly ionized. And we think that this transition happened because of the emergence of the first stars in the universe. So my research is trying to understand how this transition happened, what the properties of the first stars were, and how the universe is different from what it used to be and now.
Saying, why is there not enough females in this hobby? And how did you, why are you doing astronomy or cosmology, I guess?
Yeah, so my interest in astronomy began when I was a little child, and I was fortunate enough to keep that interest growing up, and I had encouragement from family and friends to pursue astronomy as a career, and that's largely why I'm here today. But I understand and I realize that it's not the same cannot be said for everyone, and that is a problem that I think we all should work towards solving.
And congratulations, because as I mentioned before to another person that we interviewed, you are opening the door.
Thank you.
And this is a new era for women, and also to be smart.
I appreciate you being on the show, and I hope your interview encourages a lot of females of different nationalities to try astronomy out.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I got a friend here. I've known him several years, maybe a dozen years or so. So he has a special type of telescope that the visual guys hate. So what he has is a RASA. Maybe you could explain to the viewers what you got here.
By the first look of it, we would think it's a Schmidt-Cassegrain, but then the Schmidt-Cassegrain would actually hold an eyepiece here in the back end, which we don't here. It's a completely different design of optics, where the camera is actually inserted where the secondary mirror would be with a Schmidt-Cassegrain, and cutting the light path to f2.2, making it extremely fast for taking images.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 8 times faster than a regular Schmidt-Cassegrain.
Right. But some people might say, but what's the difference? Because the Celestron had the F2 technology a long time ago. What's the difference between a RASA then?
Well, RASA is, the name stands for Rory Ackermans. Those two gentlemen actually worked together. Years before, Meade also had a Schmidt camera. I don't know if you remember that. And where you were actually opening up a panel here, putting in your film. It was the same principle.
Yeah.
But this time they actually added some rare earth elements. There's actually a 4-glass element before the camera, which kind of combined the quality of a refractor telescope, but gaining the aperture of a large CT.
Yeah.
Because we all know that an EP or an apochromatic cost a lot of money as you get in size.
Yeah.
So this was actually a way of getting aperture and quality in flat field.
Right.
Yes.
So it's the newest kind of astrograph type of thing.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. What kind of mount do you have it on?
This is the Skywatcher EQ8. That's their biggest version of their mount. Definitely not a grab and go mount to go observing for a night. It's more for a permanent setup.
Looks big.
Yes, we're looking at about 250 pounds altogether here.
You could there is an 8-inch version.
Yes.
This is a big brother to the 8-inch, but you can start with that. Appreciate the info on explaining to the people that don't know what that is. Well, you heard it from an expert.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Dave.
Hey everybody, so I have another guest with me, and his name is Armando. He has a big monster of a telescope. It's a 14, and as you can see, it's the Edge, which is the newest type, of SCT types, similar to the ACF for you guys. You want to tell us a little bit what you got here and what this monster mount is?
Normally, this telescope has a focal length of 3900 millimeter, roughly, which means it's a very long focal length at f11, which is very slow for photography.
Yeah.
So there's the Celestron sells an adapter here that reduces the focal length by 0.7, multiplied by 0.7, so the focal length is about 2780 millimeter.
Yeah.
Also, there's another option that I have, and it's what you do. You remove the secondary mirror here.
Yeah.
and you put a lens called a Starizona, made by Starizona.
Yeah.
And the scope goes down to f2, but 600 millimeter focal length, roughly.
Yeah.
So it's a much faster telescope and a much wider field. So it's a lot easier to find things, and you can get like a nebula. You can get the whole thing instead of just a part.
A part of it,
so obviously, it's a very versatile setup.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
Very nice,
that's what the benefits of this. So you could have it at the f11 native, for high power, and then you, as you said, you make it f2 for imaging.
You need a good mount. This is a mount that's been modified by myself. I have a machine shop. And so now I drive it with, I change all the bearings. It's an older astrophysics 1200. So now it is working fantastically. I'm driving it with the Losmandi mount. Okay.
Yeah. This is one serious mount. Yeah.
In 1997, because of the comet Hale-Bopp.
Hale-Bopp? Oh, yes, I remember Hale-Bopp.
6 months later, I ordered a C11.
I remember those two comets. For you guys that don't remember, there was Comet Hakitaki in 1996, and then the Hale-Bopp 97. But this one, you could clearly see from the city, like it was so bright. It's one of the century's best comet. But I got involved when the comet hit Jupiter in 93, 94. So that was also a huge event, once in a lifetime. But yeah, I appreciate you talking to my subscribers, and thank you. Cheers.
Guys, as we can see, there's so many comet and people, and we have the people getting ready for tonight. We have a beautiful weather. Some they were lucky to bring a camper and to be very comfortable, but also people that they wanted to be here and they have their tents. Okay, guys, we have here another setup of telescopes, and I see something that calls my attention. I see like a round dobsonian, and I will see if there is any owner here around to talk about it. It's a huge, humongous dobsonian. I'm not really sure how he brought it. Very interesting to talk with the owners.
Hey everybody, so I am talking here to Chris, who you don't really see dobsonians like this very often. So we wanted to interview Chris, and maybe you could tell us, what is this guy for the viewers that have never seen this kind of baldest dobsonian?
Well, it's a reflecting telescope, a Newtonian reflecting telescope. Officially it's called a portaball. It's custom made by Peter Smitka from Wisconsin, the late Peter Smitka. He's passed away.
Yes.
He started making 6-inch and 8-inch portaballs, and he went up to 10 and 12 inches. And just before he passed away, he went on to 14.5 inches. So I've got one of the largest portaballs in existence. They didn't make them anymore. After he passed, somebody else bought the company, but I really haven't heard any more from that company anymore. So I don't think they're making them anymore.
I don't think so either.
So it's got a 14.5-inch mirror at the bottom, and then the light goes down, hits the secondary mirror right there, and then comes out here through the eyepiece, and you'll look into here.
Yes. Now for those that don't know, why is your spider, I guess they call it, why is it wiggly? Why is it curvy?
Better images, it's for diffraction images. Often if you see photos of stars, you see these crosses. It's because these are 90-degree angles, but this is more the way the wavelength of the light goes out, and it gives a better image.
Right, so you don't see the spikiness.
Happy with this, though.
Yeah. So for you guys that's never seen a portaball, I have never actually owned one or used one. I have used up to a 16-inch regular dobsonian and a truss tube dobsonian. Currently, my max is 12. As we get a little older, we want to get a little bit more portability. But yes, this is for you guys have never seen. It's a nice design. It doesn't have the wood structure that you see. So it's different. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, and appreciate you, Chris, explaining to the viewers why this is different. And it's nice to see. You might be the only portable here.
Yeah, there used to be at Starfest, I used to see one or two more, but I haven't seen any other ones this year at this Starfest.
Hey everybody, so Chris is going to explain who and where is he from,
So I am a founding member of the Mississauga Centre RASC, Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, and I'm assistant editor of their well-known handbook, the Observer's Handbook.
And if they want to get one, where and how much does that cost?
Well, you can go on to the RASC website or become a member of the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, and it's part of the perks of membership. You get one mailed to you. I highly recommend it.
Thank you very much, Chris. Okay, guys, this is another perspective. Actually, I think so. We are really a lot of people that they came to see the Starfest 2022. And there are so many people right now here camping and with their tents and really meeting more people and doing networking. And this is part of like to go and share and have fun. What is your name?
Emilio.
Okay, Emilio, how many inches this dobsonian is?
This is a 12-inch. The mirror was made from a piece of glass that was a 1 foot square. I cut all the corners off, ground it round, and then I ground and polished it and figured it and coated it. The aluminum you can buy at any metal store.
This looks like a welt. Do you?
Welding, yeah, I have there's a shop I use to get the welding done. I didn't do the welding. The base is just straight plywood.
How long it took you to do this dobsonian?
This one here, the mirror took much longer than the mechanical pieces. But in any case, it took a fair while. I would say probably took me a couple of months, 3 months to make it. The rest of the scope probably took me a month to put together.
Okay, no, great job. To be honest, outstanding. And actually, Joe, my fiancé, and is also the one of the hosts for the YouTube channel, the JoeJaguar series astronomer. He wants to do and cut a 12-inch dobsonian.
Oh, okay.
To try to do this. Okay? Thank you very much.
No problem.
Having fun, gathering together. And maybe they know each other for a few years and then come. Okay. I want to show you different parts of the Starfest camping area. And it's amazing how many people were gathering this weekend.
Hey everybody, so I have a special guest here today. At Starfest, we have Natalie here, who, forget about me being in the hobby for 29 years. This is somebody smart that you want to listen to, and she's also female, which we need more people in the hobby. So she's going to talk to you about what she talked about today at Starfest.
Yeah, so I'm the outreach scientist for the James Webb Space Telescope in Canada, and I'm also the deputy director of the Institute for Research on Exoplanets at the University of Montreal.
Okay, now I had a question for you. So, the Webb has been big news now for a few months. Now, what about our poor Hubble image? The guy has been saving us for 30 years.
Absolutely.
And people are like, you know what I mean? I kind of feel sorry for everything he's done for us.
But you shouldn't, because we call the Webb telescope the successor to Hubble, not the replacement. They're very complementary, and we're hoping that Hubble will keep working for many, many years. And we are actually going to have an overlap between the two missions. Hubble will be looking at visible light, and Webb will be looking at infrared light. So they're actually best friends.
Oh, that's great to hear, because it's been big news all over, and it's great that we're attracting a lot of new people to the hobby. Because the Webb is it's huge. It's seeing detail that the Hubble couldn't. But it's great that that we still are I like the Hubble.
Yeah,
is what I was in.
I grew up with Hubble images. I grew up in the 90s when Hubble was putting out its images, and it really made me want to become an astronomer. So I'm hoping there's a new generation of astronomers being born right now with Webb.
What could you tell the female viewers out there about astronomy? Because you probably know we're probably 90+% male. What would you tell the female people?
So I was actually very lucky. I had a great role model of a scientist at home. My mother is an engineer, and she builds planes. And she actually works on some satellites now in the US. So I never had the notion that women and girls couldn't do science, were less good at math, anything like that. So I hope that you find good models, good role models that show you that women can do basically anything that men can do. And sometimes a little better, really.
Yeah, basically just go out and observe is what's important. But also for you female observers, come join us. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, so I found someone special here. He probably, I would say, has the biggest telescope here at Starfest, and his name, I just met him, is Attila. And probably I know you guys. Now I've used dobsonians up to 16-inch, nowhere near this big, but some of you are probably gonna wonder, Attila, why this big?
Well, my personal excuse was somebody named an asteroid after me, and it's 17th to 18th magnitude, and my previous scope wasn't big enough to see it. So that's my personal excuse. But
okay.
Really, I bought this telescope to do public astronomy with because I was inspired by an American called Crazy Bob Summerfield, who takes around a 36-inch telescope around to schools and campgrounds and shows kids stuff. And the reason why he does that is this is actually an excellent beginner scope. Not to own, not to set up, not to pay for, not to store or transport, but to look through, because you don't need to be dark adapted.
Yes.
You don't need to look carefully, you don't need to concentrate, it just is there, and it's big and obvious and beautiful, and it's easy to see.
Yeah.
Because it's so bright. Why is it big? Because it collects a lot of light.
Right.
It's not the length that counts, it's the diameter. It's the size of the hole that collects light from distant objects. It determines how bright the image will be. That means the fainter things you can see, the further away things you can see, lower contrast things you can see.
Right. So next,
a scope like this, you can see 8 billion light years away.
And we're talking about 36 inches?
This is a 36-inch telescope.
Okay.
What's the focal ratio of that?
It's f4 roughly.
F4, so it's pretty wide, f4. So collimation's pretty tight, I guess, at f4.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Now, some people might say, well, how do you reach that focuser when it's 10 foot up or 12 foot up?
I use this ladder.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this awesome telescope. I've never viewed from anything quite that big, but I'm glad you showed my subscribers, and hopefully new people, you can see how big it can be. You don't have to be or get something quite that big to start with, but as long as you get something that you enjoy and view the sky. I appreciate you talking about your telescope, and hopefully you guys like that.
Guys, this place also is family friendly. Well, many of you don't know, but I hold a bachelor degree of communication and public relations. And today I applied a lot of those social skills, like to be open and get into the people and start asking questions, and why not make them an interview? And actually I really enjoy it.
Okay, yeah, because if you guys, all the interviews that's going on, she's probably getting 90% of the interviews here, and then I'm just talking. So if it wasn't for her, we would have 90% less. And she's like, yeah, I didn't think she would like Starfest or like normal, she's not into it. But she's the one running around crazy, going to everybody and, hey, can I interview you? Can I? Yeah.
Yes.
Hey everybody, so we are on our way back from Starfest, heading home. So we just spent about 8 hours, I think, there. We did a lot of interviews, as you guys see.